Hey friends, welcome back to Homestead on a Prayer. In case you're new here, my name's Jennifer. My cat Milo and I are here with the first seed haul for the 2024 garden, and I am so excited. Now, this seed haul or this order actually arrived a few days ago, and I have been exercising some really strong willpower not opening it because I wanted to open it with you guys. Today's seed haul is from MIgardener, and this will probably be one of two pretty significant seed hauls that we're going to do this year in preparation for the 2024 garden. So let's open up this package and see what we got. I mean, I know what we got because I ordered these, but I can't wait to actually see them in person. So, just gonna grab these in random order. First, I got some holy basil. This is something that I grow every year. It is a really great herb to grow in your garden. It makes a great, delicious tea, really delicious and healthful tea. And it is a great herb for attracting pollinators as well. So I ordered some of that. Next, I have, this is salad bowl mix, and I think that this is a free sample. I don't think I ordered this, so I'm pretty sure this is a free seed, just a thank you for ordering. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, honestly, if you are a vegetable gardener, can you really grow too much lettuce or salad greens? I don't think it's really possible. So that's definitely an exciting one that I'll put to good use. Next, I got the Jade bush bean. Now, I actually saved the majority of my bean seeds for this coming season. I actually saved from plants that I grew last year. So I did not need very many beans, but I did need a green bush bean. So this year I decided to try the Jade green bean. So we're going to give that one a try. Next, I have the Jewel Mix nasturtium. I love growing nasturtiums in the vegetable garden. They're really one of my favorite companion plants to grow with my vegetables. I mean, they add a beautiful pop of color, and by getting a mix like this, we're ensuring that we have lots of variety and lots of beautiful, bright color that's going to really stand out from the vegetables. They're also really helpful for promoting health in your vegetable garden. A lot of people say that they attract beneficial insects, which is always a great thing. It minimizes the work that we have to do controlling pests. They also make a good trap crop, particularly for aphids. Basically what that means is that it will attract aphids away from vegetable plants that it may want to eat and to itself instead. So it's a little bit of a sacrifice. I haven't personally in my garden had a really significant issue with aphids, and so I haven't really noticed them eating my nasturtiums, but a lot of people do use nasturtiums for that reason. I grow them mostly, honestly, for their beauty, and they attract pollinators. Next, I got some slow bolt arugula. I really like arugula. It is a great vegetable to grow early on in the garden because it grows really well in cold. It can survive a frost. So this is one of the first vegetables that I plant in my garden every year. Grows really fast. It is a really early vegetable to yield. The one negative that I found about arugula is that it does tend to bolt really easily. That basically means that it goes to seed really easily. It sends up its seed stalk. And when a plant that you're growing for the leaves bolts and sends up its seed stalk, often what happens is the flavor of the leaves changes, and so it isn't usually desirable to eat at that point. So I haven't grown this particular variety, the slow bolt, but I figured it would be a good one to try this year, so I'm excited about that. Next, I got some Buttercrunch lettuce. I grow a lot of lettuce. I usually have many lettuce varieties, but if I had to choose just one, it would probably be Buttercrunch. Buttercrunch is my go-to, probably my favorite lettuce. It's really delicious. It's really easy to grow. I find that it does really well in both warm weather and cool weather, so it makes a really versatile lettuce. So this is one of my go-to favorites. Next, I have black-seeded Simpson lettuce. This is another one that I grow every year. I find it isn't quite as dependable as the Buttercrunch. It does tend to bolt a little bit earlier, so I get a shorter growing season from it. But it does yield really early. It has nice bright green leaves, and it has really delicious flavor. So I do really enjoy growing this. It's a dependable variety that I grow every year. Next, ruby red leaf lettuce. This is a new one to me. I haven't grown this before. I mean, you can see the beautiful dark red color. That's why I decided to grow this one. I like having some variety of color and texture in my lettuce salads. And as you can see, this has a bright red color and it's got a little bit of a crinkly texture too. So that looked really fun. So I'll be enjoying trying that one out this year. Next, I got this super red romaine lettuce. Now this has that same really vibrant red color that the previous lettuce did, but it's got a different texture. I mean, clearly these are more flat leaves, more smooth leaves. This is a romaine lettuce. I did grow this one last year for the first time, and I was happy with it, so I'll be growing that one again. Next, yes, there's even more lettuce. This is the Tango leaf lettuce. The main reason that I chose this lettuce is because it says it's really cold hardy and can overwinter without any protection. I do really like to push the limits of my growing season and grow as far into the fall and even into the winter as I can. You know, it's just so satisfying in the dead of winter to be able to still harvest something from your garden. So this lettuce looked like a really good candidate to try growing in the winter. I will probably try growing a little bit of it in the spring too, just to see how it does, but I'm really thinking of this more for my fall garden, planning ahead a little bit. Next, another lettuce, of course. This is Marvel of Four Seasons lettuce. I find this one to be pretty similar to the Buttercrunch lettuce that I love, but you can see it's got a little bit of a reddish tinge to it. The fact that it's called Marvel of Four Seasons kind of is a little clue that it is meant to be very adaptable and to grow in a variety of weather and temperature conditions, so this is another go-to for me. So the next seed packet that I got is a packet of the long slim Cayenne pepper. These are really spicy peppers. Really beautiful long slim peppers, as the name suggests. I don't grow a lot of these. I usually just grow one plant because it tends to yield really prolifically, and we honestly don't use a lot of them. Mostly what I like to do with these is to dry them, and then I use them primarily in herbal medicine. We may also grind them up and use them for seasoning, so I'm restocking my cayenne seeds. Next, I decided to try growing some mini pumpkins this year. This is the Jacoby Little Pumpkin. I found that this year I did really want some of those little pumpkins for decorating for fall and Thanksgiving, and I thought these might be kind of fun to try growing maybe on an arch trellis. I need to do a little bit of research about the growth habit of these. I know a lot of winter squashes do tend to vine and would be a good candidate for an arch trellis, so if these grow that way, then I may try these on one of my arch trellises this year. So as a companion to that orange Jacoby Little Pumpkin, I also got the mini Baby Boo Pumpkin. This is a similar looking pumpkin, but obviously it's white. So I really like the idea of having a variety of those. And I think if I kind of intermingled them on the arch trellis, I think that would look really cute with all those little tiny pumpkins hanging down. So that's just something that I'm experimenting with this year. And while I know these are edible, honestly, I'm not sure if we would eat them ourselves, but they would make great food for our chickens. I know they love pumpkin. They eat as much pumpkin as they can get, so they would really enjoy those. Next, I got the butterbush squash. I've been trying for the past 2 years to grow butternut squash. I haven't been all that successful. This one is a bush variety, and so I'm thinking it might be a little more manageable to grow a bush butternut squash as opposed to a traditional one where it really vines and takes up a lot of space. So I'm going to try these next year and we'll see how they do. Now I'm also restocking my seeds of the honey nut squash. I did try growing this last year. I did get a couple tiny squashes. We actually haven't eaten them yet, so I'm not sure about their flavor, but I really did want to give these a try because they came very highly recommended to me. So I decided to give these a try, and we may try growing these on an arch trellis as well. So I'm restocking those seeds. And I think the rest of my seeds are all tomatoes. Now I know at the end of last gardening season, I said that one of my plans for this coming gardening season was to grow fewer tomato varieties and more that were good for processing. I think I'm probably going to stick to half of that, which is to grow more that are good for processing. I can't make any promises about the number of tomato varieties I'm going to grow because honestly, there's so many tomatoes out there. Like, how can you really narrow it down? So I'm going to show you the seeds that I got in this seed haul, and if you have any experience with these, I'd love to hear about it. So first, I got the Black from Tula tomato. You know, if you've been following with me for any length of time, you know that I really love those black or those deep purple smoky tomatoes. So this is another one of those. I haven't tried this one before, but it had excellent reviews and I've heard great things about it, so I really wanted to give that one a try. Next, I am trying the Ukrainian purple tomato. This was definitely an impulse buy. It was not on my radar, but I was looking through MIgardener's website to place my first seed order, and I saw those, and they just seemed so fun. I love that purple color, as you know, And this is a little bit different shape. It's kind of a plum variety. I thought it might be kind of fun to try this. So we're gonna give those a try. Next, I got the Roma tomato. Now this is the classic processing sauce paste tomato. I really do want to next year be a little more diligent about growing more preserving varieties. As I said, I want to be able to can some more tomato products, hopefully some tomato sauce, salsa, maybe crushed tomatoes instead of sauce. But either way, I do want to try to do some more tomato preserving. So I ordered a variety of canning tomato types, and this is the first one. Next, and this one is also a canning or preserving type, is the Jersey Devil tomato. This one is supposed to have great yield. It's supposed to be larger tomatoes, which makes less work than when you're processing, because if you've ever canned tomatoes before, you know that removing the skins and the seeds and the cores can be a lot of work. And if you get a larger tomato, there's less of that work to do, because there's only, it's a lot less work to remove the seeds and skins from one large tomato as opposed to 3 smaller tomatoes that take up the same space. So I wanted to give this one a try. And one more processing tomato variety. This one is the 10 Fingers of Naples. I don't really know much about this variety, but something about it kind of intrigued me, so I decided to give this one a try as well. Again, this is another canning processing variety. I think this year, you can see that I have those 3 varieties there. I think what I'm going to do is try growing all 3 of those, kind of do a side-by-side comparison as far as flavor, yield, ease of processing, all of that. And if I come up with a favorite, I may end up just settling on one to grow in the future. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to make any guarantees about that, because you know how I am with the tomatoes. So I'll grow them all, and we'll do a side-by-side comparison, and that will help inform our future decisions. The final seed that I got in this order here is the vintage wine tomato. Now you can see why this tomato just called my name and why I had to have this tomato. I mean, that's beautiful. It's just got those lovely stripes, and it's just got such a fun name too. So I think that this will be a fun one to grow. As I said, I don't know very much about any of these new tomato varieties, but I'm really excited to find out. So thank you so much for joining me outside in my yard today. You can see we've got the sad, dead winter garden behind us, but it won't be very long at all before this garden is bursting with life, and a lot of that life is going to come from the seeds that we opened together today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm really looking forward to spending this next gardening season with you, to growing these seeds together, and finally getting to harvest a lot of these delicious plants together. So I definitely hope that you will join me again. I hope that you are getting through the cold winter months, and I hope that you are ready for an abundant garden season. Milo and I both hope you're having a great day, and I can't wait to see you soon. I'll see you next time.